Hello guys, so yep. If you noticed that we actually got 3000 diamond recently for a very weird reason. Not actually weird reason, it's actually a fairly bad reason. I mean, if you go to any other gacha games, they're always gonna be angry when their games are being, nominated for something or winning something, and then they be like, no, why don't you give us freebies? And that's what actually Gundam did this time, and they actually gave us like 3000 gems, so like one pool, right? Which is good. It's pretty great, to be honest. And the thing is, like, the category that it wins is kind of like sometimes it does feel kind of hilarious to me. So here's what I gonna talk today. Is not, again, I'm not complaining that we get 3000 gems. Of course, I would want the 3000 gems, but it's like I do find it's kind of weird, to be honest. Okay, first of all, as for the game, they win the best game of 2025 in the Google Play for, again, this is not worldwide. It's for Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau. So these three regions, they are really where the whale is coming from. I think a lot of hardcore fans actually come from these three regions. So yeah, I mean, like, it's fair for them to actually win there. So you can see even the panels and everything is always happen in these three regions. Like I think mostly Hong Kong, right? So I think it's like pretty okay. It's nice. And then it's one funny, not funny. I'm not really sure it's very fair or not, but I do think it's pretty relative fair to for Google to actually put the best game based on the region. Like, because people from different region play different kind of games, so it's nice to actually see that it's actually winning in the Taiwan, Hong Kong, Macau region. For Japan region, I think it got beaten by other games like Uma Musume, I think, for the best game. But that's okay. It's pretty good. So the thing that I want to talk about today is actually the other award that actually win. It won on the story category for Japan, South Korea, Indonesia, Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand. So basically Southeast Asia, Japan, and Korea, right? So that's basically where it won the story category. So I've seen buzzes in my feed getting angry over this. So if you notice, Southeast Asia is full of, I don't want to say the company, okay? You know which company we are talking about, which you know which company, you know which kind of game. When you see YouTube or anything everywhere, you will see people say, "This is so big," like so they all say, "Oh, big content, oh, big story, oh, the animation is so big." But apparently, some people are not really happy with how Gundam, a relatively no-name game in their head, okay, in truth is, if you see the gacha revenue shit, this guy is a big gun, okay? Is a big gun of Gundam. Anyway, so people are not happy with this. A lot of people are not happy with this, right? So what I want to talk about is like, do they actually deserve this? The story category. But more importantly, is it fair? So the thing about the story aspect of the game, you can say that, as we know now, Master League is a joke. Master League is just there to ha he he, and you finish stuff and get done with your life and everything. Like, Master League is okay, and you have to see that the main thing coming from this game are always the story event, right? I see the engagement of this engagement. Okay, I will say the YouTube engagement. Okay, YouTube engagement during Master Leagues always low. I'm gonna tell you guys, it's always low. And then when we go with the new events, new units coming up, it's gonna pick up. You know when is the highest? It's when this. Okay, sorry, I just. So when these new stages are actually added, that's when engagement increase. That's when people get excited over the game. And the thing is that, because the reason, of course, people want to get new units, right? they want to have this unit. They want to have the battles. They want to have more story being covered, and that's a reason for that. The reason is like because Gundam story is good. Like it or not, even the one of the weakest in your mind. For example, maybe you don't like Seed or Seed Destiny, maybe. But if you compare the story of Seed and Seed Destiny to many gacha games in the market today, that's gonna be the shiniest third you see. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, seriously. So the games, like, if we say like, does it worthy of the title? Yes, of course it's worthy of the title. It's a Gundam story, for fuck's sake. No matter you like or not, but basically it's always gonna be a good story. At least a passable story. For example, I don't really into a Witch for Mercury, but I can tell you that even a Witch for Mercury has a good story compared to a lot of gacha games. I'm gonna say that. It's dark. It has dark. It fumbles, maybe around the season 2, but it still have the dark element of the Gundam in there, right? So that's the thing. And this game is just like all about Gundam story. It's all about the units and Gundam story. And when you tell me like yeah, no, actually not, story doesn't even matter. Yeah, but you always excited when a new story come out. Not maybe because you want the unit, but mostly because you're familiar with the story already. You don't need to read that story. You know the story is good. But for people who don't know the story and they read this, they read whatever Hamuro is doing here, even though it's a bridge, it's gonna be a much better story than what you currently have in Gacha Stories. It's like saying this, and it's like you saying like you're making an RPG based on you make a lot of Rings RPG, like, which faithfully follow the story from the novel without any changes, and then we're gonna be like, yeah, that's a very good game story, and of course it's gonna be good story. It's a lot of the Rings, for fuck's sake, right? It's the same. It's Gundam, for fuck's sake. But the problem is it fair? Again, I'm saying this, I love the game winning this, but my question is it fair? If you ask me, it's not fair. If you ask me, that's not fair. Because simply they just use a story that already have been made. Like, for example, like Gundam is like how many episodes? 50 episodes, mostly. Like, they just get a 50 episodes anime, put some of them into a battle scene here and a battle map, and the other parts they put a narration to it, and that's, I don't think it's that kind of fair. But when you think about it again, they actually still, at least, they still put some love in it, right? For example, if you go to this story, right, just go execute the story. Like, it's here, we start the loading, and we got the space, the place is good. They actually try to recreate the opening, and that's a lot of love being put to that, right? And here's like the story. You can go here, and I think they have cutscenes somewhere around. I forgot. Or do they just remove the cutscene? No, see, they still have this kind of thing. I think it's one part of it. They do kind of narrate it. We can skip this one. So when you think about fair and unfair, I do think it's not fair. It's not fair, but at the same time, we can't really, versus even this, they still follow the Gundam story, right? Even this, and yeah, they have this. They do have this part of the animation they're being put there. It's a simple animation. It's the standard SD Gundam generation animation, but they still put some love in it. They still put some care in it. So when I say deserve, they deserve it 100%. But if you ask me whether it's fair or not, I would say it's not fair. But here's the thing. It's really not That not fair. It's like for example, when you say yeah, it's 100% not fair, but I would say it's like maybe 30% not fair, 30%. But at least because sometimes adapting some story into this kind of game maybe takes some time, right? Maybe it takes some more love or anything, and that's what's great about the game. I mean, I remember that I actually protest about how Vidar is such a bad, it's a almost great pilot, but then you know it happened that it's just because of the lore, but still it doesn't change that the pilot's not that great, but it just it just be like that. Okay, I forgot there should be some story going on here, right? I forgot. But yeah, even the story is being narrated, to be honest, and that's great, and that's good. Even now we have the history stage from the previous one. We still have them here. You can play it here, which is nice, and you have the story here. You can play back the story. I think it's narrated. I think it's narrated, right? Wait. Let's hear again. See, it's narrated. It's actually taken from the G generation itself. I do think another previous game. So it's like a culmination of whatever they have before, but even the stages they try to make it similar to what happened in story and stuff. So I would certainly say that as much as I want to say it's not fair, but it is deserved. It's a Gundam story anyway, and it's good. Gundam story, whichever one, it at least a good story. Is it a great story? Depending on which Gundam and depending on what you like, but on the basis, it's a Gundam story. And yeah, I'm glad the game won it. It needs more. It needs more highlight. The game's good. I genuinely think the game is good. So that's all for me. Let me know what you think about the random awards that kind of win. So let me know when you think in the comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you again next time. Bye bye.